Today we're making a 4-loop tails down bow using the Afre Bow Genius bow maker. What you see here, this is the configuration of the bow maker. You're going to use 2 large combs and the center needle. You'll also be needing upholstery weight thread with a pre-tied knot at the end, an extra needle, a glue gun, and a clip. You'll also be needing 1.5 inch grosgrain ribbon width. It's about 32 inches in length, already pre-dovetailed. And as I mentioned before, all we're doing is folding it and cutting it at an angle. You'll also be needing 5/8 inch width of ribbon, 5 inches, already pre-knotted, as you see here. So as we begin, we're going to leave about 1.5 inches again out, and we're going to puncture the very corner, as you see here. We're going to wrap around the back of the second comb, and then we're going to wrap around again on the far right. As we puncture again, we're going to the center here, and we're going to wrap around the same prong as we did before, going completely around the back, pulling it in the front, and with this we're going to puncture this end. So with every puncture, the first one was at the far corner top right again, and then the center, and now this is the end again. So this is what it looks like on your bow maker at this point in time. What we're doing is also, we're going to insert the thread into the needle, leaving about 4 to 5 inches hanging out. And what we're going to do is pull the entire bow, all loops out, pulling straight up again, taking the excess out, and here we are. The nose here is acting like the center, so we know exactly where we are. I'm going to take an extra clip it, take my extra needle, thread it, okay, undo the clip, and we're going to put a drawstring stitch in like we did before on the tails up, tails down bow, starting with I say about 1/4 inch. And as you see here, once again, I'm passing through using this nose as the center for a gauge, going all the way through, pulling it through, pulling tight, wrapping 3 times, putting a lock stitch into the back, another one, okay, cutting the excess off on the back, as well as my center nose, and I'm going to fluff my bow. This makes about a 5-inch bow in diameter, and as you see here, I'm shaping it now, and here's your tails down bow. I'm going to be adding a nose to the center. I'm going to take a dot of glue for the front, just to hold the knot in place, just for a second. Turn it over through the back, another dot of glue, and then another dot of glue to finish the bow. See here, we have your tails down bow. Hi, today we're going to be making the surround-a-bow, which is actually this bow that surrounds a bow over top such as this, using the Afre Bow Genius Bow Maker. Your bow maker should be set up in this configuration using the larger combs as well as the center needle attachment. What you'll need is a pre-knotted upholstery weight ribbon, once again with the loop at the end, an extra needle, a pair of scissors, and a clip, as well as your favorite 3/8 inch Afre ribbon. You'll need about 70 inches. And what we're going to do is we're going to puncture, and if you notice here, I'm using the top side down. I'm going to puncture the end in. And as you see here, these combs are in sections of 4. We're going to be using that as the gauge. All right, so what we're doing is we're going to wrap around the outside of each of the 4 combs. Coming back in, like I said, the top side is going on the bottom in a figure 8 motion. I'm doing it again to the opposite side, around the comb, puncturing it again, making sure constantly that your top side ribbon is on the outside. Going around the top comb, puncturing the back side, leaving the top of the ribbon facing down. Once again to the other side, so it's a kind of a figure 8 motion. So I've actually gone through all 4 combs, okay? And what we're gonna do now is make the smaller inside loop, which is this one in here, to add more dimension to it. We're going to go and count 3. 1, 2, 3 prongs. We're going to loop it around, puncture bottom side again. Doing the same on this side. 1, 2, 3, wrapping it through, puncturing it again. Going this side, far right, counting the combs again, the prongs, 1, 2, 3, looping it back over, puncturing it again. Always remember that you have to leave the top side of the ribbon on the bottom. Going around this side as well, counting 1, 2, 3 prongs again, and looping over and puncturing again. I'm going to cut my excess off. I've allowed for that on the 70 inches. And this is what it looks like before you insert your thread. So I'm going to insert my thread, leaving 4 to 5 inches out, and I'm going to go in through the center loop here, grab all my loops, pulling straight up, okay, pulling the excess out, okay, and I'm going to take my little clip, hold on to it for positioning. Take another needle, feed my thread through, take off my clip, And what's great about the Bow Genius is you already have your first stitch in. So all we're doing is a top side underneath locking stitch such as this, going through the top, bottom, and just put a lock stitch in through the back. Cut the excess off, both sides. There I have a surround bow. What you can do is add in the bow in the center.